And I specifically went to Rider College in New Jersey because it didn't have football. So my father was like, maybe you'll play Division III and keep going. And I was like, I'm done. I've been playing football since I was kindergarten. And this 12 years later, I've done it. I'm done.
How do you feel?
How do I feel?
Do you believe they're doing all this shit with like football numbers?
I feel fine
across the board.
I know.
I grew up with a bunch of like I watched that on HBO Sports. How the numbers are down, and they're trying to even get girls to play football now to be punters and field goal kickers because the numbers are so down in football.
Yeah, I know. Well, everybody's so scared of the head trauma and all this, but I took a lot of hits to the head. But it depends where you're like. I was in suburbia. It was a lot of white kids, not
you were group 4?
Not many of those
Pascack?
monsters. Yeah, Pascack Hills.
That's group 4.
Yeah, it was a good school.
And you play fucking towards the end. You play Brick.
It was
Orange,
tough.
Passaic.
Yeah, well, when Passaic came to play us in like a scrimmage and stuff, it was like, all right, if I'm getting hit by that guy, that was like Hayward, Ironhead Hayward.
Yeah, I played with him.
Yeah, he played.
Crazy. Yeah.
And that guy was like a man playing among boys.
There was a kid in Brick called Pete Panuska. Pete Panuska had a head, didn't even fit in the helmet. He was killing people.
Yeah, like if you got hit by guys like that, I could see it being a problem. But when you're just bouncing around other kids from Bergen County, you're probably not going to be in danger. And I took some hits. I remember wasabi behind the eyes, kind of like poof. But it was fine. I think it's fine. My father, though, who played all the time.
Did he really play?
He was like a big time in Clifton, New Jersey. And he was like state championship. Like this is when high school football, like the entire town was out with their hats, their fedoras, and their trench coats watching kids play football. Thousands of people watching these kids play football. And he was like the star, and he did it and loved it. And he was like, he's still known in Jersey to this day. Tom Papa.
Really? Tom Papa Jr.
Yeah. And he didn't want my nephews to play because his shoulders messed up and his knees messed up. And it's just, and he can't lift his arm. And it was just like, he talked to my nephew. I mean, this was his life. And he even coached me in high school. He came into the program to be a part of it. And he was like, and then the aches started settling in. And he's like, I don't know if you should play football.
It's weird because I did it after I watched that HBO Sport thing about a month ago. It was on right after the Super Bowl, right around the time of the Super Bowl. I did an inventory of the kids that were number one, just to let you know. And we can look this up right now. In 1978, my high school got ranked number one on the East Coast.
Wow.
We played Snyder. 7-6, we beat Snyder. And they had Walker Lee Ashley, who went on to the Minnesota Vikings and who won against the Raiders on a Monday Night Football interception. He was a linebacker.
Wow.
So
what school were you?
North Bergen High. When I was a freshman, those kids had played together since they were 5. Like those plays they taught you in Pee Wee football only got built up. So by the time you got to high school, you knew this guy. You knew this guy. All those kids I hang out with will always go, remember this? I wasn't living in New York at the time.
Wow.
So I didn't play none of that Pee Wee football shit. I played in Jersey, in Union City. They had a semi-pro, no-weight league. And I did that for 2 years when I was in Catholic school.
Uh-huh.
I would do that. The games were Saturdays, and they wouldn't let me practice.
Like rec.
They told me I didn't need to practice, and I did that. And it was okay. By the time I got to high school, I was a basketball player. I was a basketball player. So
no football?
No, I went my freshman year. They wanted me to play freshman year. I showed up. I did the scrimmage against Dickinson, where Blondie went to.
Right.
And a fight broke out. And I was so, I had dedicated my life to basketball.
Yeah,
I went to 5-star basketball camp.
Wow.
Booze down in Vineland.
What position?
I was a forward.
Forward.
I was a forward. And then my freshman year, I didn't start. It cracked me. I turned to drugs. Then my mother died, and that was the end of basketball. But I can still... Last night, I was watching the NCAA, and I tweeted something. And some kid goes, like you in 79th Street, taking it to the hoop. I was a really good basketball player. I was just so wild. The coach didn't like me. He just didn't like me.
Oh,
Mr.
really?
Reardon but he cracked me. For years, I thought about going back and shooting him. Like for years, I was like, I got to shoot this guy because he fucked me up, But
No, it has impact. So when I was done with it, I was like, Rider College had no football. They got kicked out of the league for something. And I was like, I'm going here because they had theater. And I always wanted to be a comedian since I was a kid, but my parents wanted me to get a degree. So I'm in school going for this communications degree, but I immediately did the theater department and started auditioning and taking classes, and I got in the plays, and that was it. All my time was spent acting in the theater. And I got the degree and got through it, but that's when I realized this is my life. My life is not even hanging with friends as much as there would be parties and all stuff, spring break. No. Acting, theater, hanging out there, just living, because to live this life, you can't live the life everyone else lives. You're not going to be partying on the weekends. You're going to be performing on the weekends. You're not going to be watching the big game on a Thursday night because you'll be in a club. You have to have that mindset that you don't belong. You don't go to the rhythm of the rest of the world. And that's what when I was going to theater in college, that's when that shift happened. I remember standing in a Wawa in Lawrenceville, New Jersey on a Friday night when all my friends were having this rager party, and I just came from my show, and I'm getting a turkey sandwich at the Wawa and thinking, I'm so much happier doing this than partying with those guys at the party. And that's when I knew, okay, I'm built for this. I can go do this.
If it's 2 PM and you ain't high, go fuck yourself. Get out of my face. I want you around me like I want cancer in my ball sack. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna come around here looking at me with your fucking wide eyes, thinking that I'm gonna reform. Go fuck yourself. My morning starts at 5:30 a.m. Either you're there or you're square. You know what I'm saying?